everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you my April wrap up.
My perfect date starts in a small cafe. There's hearts everywhere cause it's Valentine's Day. We order up waffles, then share the whole plate. Sit by the window and start to debate. There's nobody else I'd rather spend my everyday with. I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life. Afternoon sun starts to peek through the clouds. We take the back streets to avoid the crowds. Waltz over sidewalks and twirl in the breeze. She'll catch me if I get weak in the knees. There's nobody else I'd rather spend my everyday with. She doesn't mind that I don't know how to cook. She likes the way I keep my nightstand filled up with books. And I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life. She doesn't mind that I don't know how to cook. She likes the way I keep my nightstand filled up with books. And I think it's sweet, she sometimes winks when she laughs. I like the way she dances barefoot in the grass. Yeah, we get along alright. Cause I've been dating me my whole life.
So for April, I had the goal to read 6 books during that month, which is a more reasonable goal for me, trying to catch up on my Goodreads challenge, which is to read 1 book every week. I'm currently 6 books behind on my Goodreads challenge, so I'm trying to catch up on that by trying to read 6 books a month. I don't know what happened this month, but I did not succeed at reading 6 books, but I did read 3 books, so it's not too bad, and it was actually a good reading month, so I'm actually really happy with my reading month. So the first book I read in April was A Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. I actually started that in March, but managed to finish it in April, so that's why I'm counting it as an April read. So this is a YA fantasy who follows 2 POVs. One of them is Malik, who actually has to enter this new city, who escapes where he's from with his 2 sisters to go participate in the Solstacia Festival. Unfortunately, his younger sister gets kidnapped by a wraith, and in order to get her back, he needs to kill the princess during the Solstacia Festival. And in this Solstacia Festival, there is a competition, and Malik is participating in this competition. And the other point of view, you've guessed it, is from the princess, Karina, and she also needs to kill Malik to try and get her mother back. It has magic, it has amazing characters. I loved Malik so much. I really enjoyed his POV. The setting was really interesting. The magic system was interesting as well. I don't think I ever read any book with wraiths in them, so that was really fun as well. And I find that it had a really different take on magical competitions because it's something that I've read often in books, but not in this way. And it was not exactly what I was expecting, but it's not a bad thing. I really enjoyed it. And overall, I gave it 4.5 stars out of 5. The second book I read in April is The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This is the first book of the Daevabad trilogy. I have had this on my TBR for such a long time. I've been wanting to read this book for so long, and I finally got to read it. This was part of the Buzzwordathon of March, which was a location, and this is an adult fantasy. I know I said in my April TBR that it was YA, but it's adult. I don't know why I get this book so confused. I think it's because I heard some people say that it's YA at the beginning when I first heard about this story, but it's not. It's really adult. It's set in Egypt, and it follows Anari, who is a con artist, and she accidentally summons a djinn who brings her to this magical world, and she finds out that she's actually part of that world, and there's a lot that she doesn't know. It's a journey type of story, and it does follow 2 POVs as well. In order to be safe from the Ifrits, she needs to go to the Daevabad city, which is the City of Brass. And the second POV is from one of the prints from the Daevabad trilogy. There's a lot that goes in here. There's so many amazing characters. I've heard a lot of people say that this was slow-paced. I don't feel like it's that slow-paced. I actually felt like it was really fast-paced, especially in the beginning. And I was hooked on this book since page 1. I'm predicting that this is going to be my favorite book of the year. I love this book so much. And the way that the story is built and the characters and like the creatures and the magical system, how it works, I found it really interesting. And I love all the desert setting, Egypt. I'm really interested in those settings. And I really loved it in this book. I am so excited to pick up book number 2. I was actually destroyed by the ending of this book. There were a lot of twists, and I was so invested that I was mad. 40 pages before the ending, I actually did a book talk video where I ranted because I was mad at the author because of what was happening in this book. I was just so invested. I think it was really brilliantly done. The writing is really amazing. The characters were great. And I'm really excited to pick up the second book, which I'm probably going to be reading this year because I just can't wait to get to it. So obviously this book gets a very easy 5 stars. And the last book I read in April is Escaping Exodus by Nikki Drayden. This book was on my TBR since February. I was trying to read it since February for the Blackathon. I didn't manage to get to it, but I finally read it. I'm not sure if it's YA or adult, but my feeling is telling me that it's more of an adult book. This is very peculiar. It's a sci-fi and it follows these people who live on ships outer space, and in order to keep on surviving, they need to attach themselves to celestial beasts. They're basically beasts in outer space, and they attach themselves to them and they live out from the beast, and then when the beast dies, they need to find a new one. And it was so interesting, very unique, very peculiar, but once you're into it, honestly, the writing was so fun. The characters were amazing, and in this book they actually have a matriarchal society, which is very interesting to see how a world run by women would be like, and how like the gender roles are reversed and men are the ones who actually suffer from all of that. And I found it really interesting to see that reversed. It also has a lot of surviving vibes to it, a lot of LGBTQ plus rep as well. I'm not an own voice reviewer for this book, but from my point of view, I really enjoyed it. I loved it. And honestly, I don't think I've ever read two point of views this way. The way that each character start from the beginning and then their paths diverge so much, and it does connect towards the end in a very special way. And I really appreciated how that was done and how it moved the story forward. And this is the first book of I don't know how many, but I know that the second book is already out. So I'm really excited to pick up the second book. And I gave this book 4.5 stars out of 5. So overall, I had a great reading month, great ratings, great books. It was only $3, but 3 amazing books that I recommend to almost everyone. Escaping Exodus might not be the book for everyone, but except for that one, I strongly recommend. I'm really happy with what I've read, and I'm excited to get into the next month. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books, what you thought about them, what books did you read in April. Leave a comment if you want. I would love to know your thoughts on them. Like and comment if you want to. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.